Good morning. This is the last time you will see me in front of a white cabineted kitchen, as I am going to transform this little corner into a nice, I don't have anything prepared, like a minty paradise. Just a quick breakfast today because I have an appointment in 12 minutes. I also have therapy. I have the paint color right here, and they didn't hammer it shut at Home Depot. So when I brought it home, I tipped it over on accident and some of the color came out. Luckily, nothing was damaged. And you can see the color right here. It kind of comes off white almost. The light comes in and the colors like bouncing off each other. It will look more blue. Another quick comment is that my landlord, I've told them that I'm painting the cabinets, and I told them these cabinets have like scuffs on them. They're really worn down. So if you don't mind, I'm going to be painting it. It was not spoken that I'm not using white, but here's like the way I see it. That was my in case of emergency alarm. So it was not really said that I'm not using white, but in my opinion, I'm not changing it that much because it's such a light color. B, I am going to make the space look even better, so you're welcome. C, I'm gonna be in this apartment for a while, like at least for another 2 years. So I thought it's gonna be so worth it to have the look of what I want, and I could totally paint it back to white once the time comes. If they look at it and they're like, no, we need a white for like the next boring basic tenant. This Trader Joe's vegan spread is honestly the best vegan butter I've ever tried ever. Secondly, this Trader Joe's bread is the worst bread ever. I hate it. I regret buying it. I have a really full weekend ahead of me. It's my sister's birthday. I'm throwing her a baby shower. All that jazz. I'm on a time crunch to drop off my compost because they close shop at 11:30. I'll make it just on time. And going to the ceramic studio to check if hopefully something I really need to be done is done, firing, and to drop off some of my recently painted bisqueware. Featuring my latest bowl, by the way. I really love how it turned out. Yeah. So it's time to get started, and I'm just doing some basic prep. Got the paint supplies out, and I'm gonna wipe down any surface dust that might be on all of the cabinet doors. And I think just to save the headache of having to paint around all of the handles, I am gonna just use my drill and unscrew each of them as I go along so that I'm uninhibited as I paint. And then I will just screw them back on. Oh, you know what? Before I continue, I'm gonna do a before shot. While picking this color, I wanted the most flattering hue that would really bring out the silver appliances. I don't really like cool tones to begin with, but it will go well with my green-blue toaster. I have a lot of stuff like that in the kitchen actually, like my colander, but I leaned on the cooler blue side for the cabinets instead of a green because I think it would go well with the stainless steel and especially the tile backsplash that you see all along the back. And I had to wind up painting around the handles anyways because after I unscrewed
screw that one. I realized whoever installed it did a terrible job. The holes were not lined up well, so it takes so much painful shimmying to get the screws back in. This is a nightmare. I was crouched down painting this with my brush and I reach up to get the paint and Bambi jumps, goes on my arm, excited to cuddle with me, and then the paint just tipped over everywhere. This is such a nightmare, and Bambi looks so guilty, and I feel just everything just happened so quickly. And I'm like embarrassed. I don't want to show you this because like people are gonna hella like be mad about this, but I'm literally like, there's so much pooled here that I like tried scooping with my fingers. I tried using a rubber spatula, and it's just like, I literally, the best way to get rid of this is to just keep painting rapidly like a mad woman and try to use up the paint as fast as I can. I forgive you. Just don't come near me. I'm painting right now, okay? Go back over there. Oh no, it was only happened recently. Bambi, get down. Right now. Get down. What do you want? I woke up to the sound of this thud. And then I opened my eyes and Bambi is on top of the cabinet. It's so annoying. He started doing that recently. And I put a box and like my ceramics stuff to block him. And he figured out that he can get through. What the hell?
Yeah, it's just super clear. Yeah, well. Just wait until I have my pearl bag and my pearl shoes and my fuzzy green coat.
Wait, did you bring up your shoes? What? With your hair, I think the 3 looks better.
We're holding this baby shower / birthday party dinner at the Bodega. Check Charlene's Instagram page out. I experienced this supper club for the first time in December, and I was telling Lilith how cool it was, and she wanted to have this intimate gathering here, and it was so amazing.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bodega.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You can blow this one. Mom and I have been spending the last few days kind of just chill. Like, we'll stay home half the day, but then I don't take the vlog camera when we go out and we're strolling and just catching up. We picked up this tiny plant. It's called a Pelea Pipero myotis. And then there's this plant, which is
the Chinese name.
And very sadly, I knocked over my water filter and it snapped off. Just a huge hole with a handle. So she's repurposed it into a vase. Yeah, rip. I had this since freshman year of college. In addition to that, we also have mint here from Trader Joe's because I saw some wasps outside last week on the balcony. I was really terrified. I'm like very terrified about going outside now. I heard that essential oil, you can do a spray, like a blended one, and I've yet to do that, but also planting some mint. Eventually, hopefully these get taller.
Next year, we'll become 4 or 5 of this. at this time, supposed to be. And this one's like this tall. That's what happened to me. ，quickly 看到没有？就说明这个土很好，很松软。
Put on the lower one. This is a very work in progress shelf. But
There's more cards today.
Well, you've walked a lot recently.
Yeah. It's funny because like most people when they talk about cards because like they're worried about like losing weight and stuff. For me, just worried about like excessive gas. It's so funny. And it's also hard because like I'm in a shared B&B, you know, I'm very subconscious.
Yeah. Is it audible most of the time?
No, but Steve. Because it's like a lot of
2020 eyesight
they're scheduled in a way.
wasn't
that
what I
all of the
thought
time,
it
you know?
ever would have looked like. Woke up on the wrong side. I've been in my head. I guess it was a long night. I wish this summer turned out different. We've just been falling into habits, and I want to pretend it never happened. But deep in my mind, I know that we'll be just fine. This summer really was a surprise. I wonder if I even should try. You've been screwing.
how do we? My mom left last night and her flight was actually super delayed, but I'm glad that she got home safe even though she had to drive back from the airport. She visited me last year at the exact same time if you want to see that vlog I made. If you watched my March notes, I'm going to link it. I made a couple of bowls and I fired and glazed one of them, and this is the one I was talking about that I'm trying to go bigger with the bowls. I realized that there's a crack right here that's also through to the bottom, but I think that the glaze sealed it in. I hope the best. Ah! No. What? My mom had been using this plate a lot during this weekend. Maybe like somewhere along the way when I was washing it, I didn't even realize that I dinged it a little bit, which probably caused a crack that when I took it out of the dishwasher just now, it just like snapped super clean. Wow, I got this in Japan, which I also vlogged. But I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. While I was working on the bowl, she was working on this plate. This is her first ever hand-built plate, and she did such a good job trimming the bottom. This is her name here, and she really enjoys quirky bowls and plates with ears, so she just made these 2 ears, and I told her, I was like, it looks like Totoro, so maybe I will glaze it to look like Totoro for her. So first thing on my agenda is to clean up today.
Me over inside of my mind, throwing me under your little unkind, got me singing. Leave summer behind. Funny on the sidelines. If this was a movie, you cannot convince me. Maybe it's a bad sign. You can call me crazy. I'm not myself lately. I wish this summer turned out different.
Also, I've been noticing my muscles coming in. I have not been working out or going to martial arts very often at all. Like I went once, and I realized that a lot of this muscle is from painting walls, like the ceiling. I'm like painting the ceiling, and then also carrying grocery bags home. I'm like, because I'm on the subway. And I'm like, don't let it touch the ground. continuing with the kitchen renovations, I'm going to dye. I have these used kitchen textiles. I'm gonna upcycle here with Rit Dye. Thank you so much to Rit Dye for sponsoring today's video. This all-purpose dye will work for the cotton hand towel, while this from their Dye More range is for synthetic fabrics. And since the oven mitt is gray, I'm not gonna strip it of its color just to go for a pastel hue, so I might as well just retain this and over dye to achieve a darker value, and I'm gonna go for like a magenta. They come in so many colors, by the way. I only chose red and pinks to match the dining table, and what's cool is that you can mix and tune the dye to get a very specific color. On their site, Rit has an expansive formula library that tells you exactly how much of what shades you need to formulate colors in between what is right out of the bottle. Here's how they turned out. I love that these details tie everything together. Check out Rit Dyes in the link below, and perhaps you could bring new life to spaces by upcycling or take on fashion projects to transform clothes. I dyed this nude undie. It's synthetic, combined with the original color. And then I got this really cute pale pink from the same dye. Can you believe it? The exact same dye as the underwear. It was originally white, and I only dipped it in for 10 minutes. And then this old white undershirt, folded it neatly, and I dip dyed this in the red cotton dye for 5 minutes. It blended in really well, and it looks so cool. So these are some nice byproducts of today's venture. Frozen yogurt. I'm kind of having a poo day. It was like the first time I really struggled so much with technical difficulties, editing wise, like tech wise, and there's nothing, well, there's a lot of things I hate, but nothing, for the sake of the expression, nothing I hate more than like screwing around on the computer, like whether it's for Photoshop, Illustrator, when I was in art school and I couldn't get something done because I had to learn new technology. It was so frustrating. I don't know why, but my camcorder suddenly had really strange errors. There are some clips where it's 6 minutes long, but then when I plug it into the computer, it only allows me to import 1 minute of it, like the first minute. It's my grandfather's camcorder that I started YouTube on, and I'm very attached to it, and it's like a piece of me, and to feel like I can't use it anymore, or like I just don't want to potentially risk vlogging and really enjoying the footage and then never being able to retrieve it from the vlog camera. Like, it's still on the camera, I'm able to watch everything I record and it's saved on there. It just, for the love of God, won't go on the computer. So I'm not really sure if I'm just gonna go back to this camera full time or not, but kind of like the last project for the kitchen renovation is to install trash cans. Okay, I have not been using any dedicated trash cans ever since a year ago when I moved here. I just been using garbage bags that hang on the door. And now gonna put in a nice little system. I don't understand this. Okay, darn it. I can't actually use the trash cans. It can't fit because I completely didn't account for the pipe under the sink. So the cabinet would not be able to slide back in. So I think I'm just gonna find some other plan. I'm probably just gonna get boxes and put it under the sink and just use that as a trash can. We'll take a break and do something different today. Filling a few orders. Look at my professional weighing system. Oh, this order came with a little note at checkout. It's always so sweet. Even though I can't reply, just know that I read them and it does make my day. So thank you, lovely person. Sorry. Oh, it is so cute. I cleaned up a little bit and now we can get a glance at the final. So this is before, and then this is after. I know the whole thing with the trash can didn't work out, but that's a problem for another day. Everything up here is also because Bambi likes to go up on the cupboard and I need to find something more permanent. He's a brat, but I love him. And here's a quick glance at the countertop. I have my coffee corner on the left side. The pizza is fine. I don't know why the smoke alarm went off. It's nice because I actually have 2 oven mitts now. My mom showed up with some gifts, which is so fitting with this video. And then she also got me this spatula holder, which I put right here by my stove. Thank you so much, Mom. Thank you so much for joining me for this vlog. Thank you to Red Dye for sponsoring this chapter. And I hope that you take care of yourself. I send you love. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.